Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. My name is Teresa, and I am happy that you're here. I had quite a day, and I could use a little reading to kind of decompress from all of it. So I've got my Put Your Crown On coffee mug that matches my shirt. You'll get used to my matching coffee mugs. And we'll pull some cards. I had an interesting experience a couple of interesting experiences in the last couple of days. Yesterday, I had a car full of teenage idiot boys following me for a couple of miles, flipping the bird at me. They just held their hands out the window, all 5 of these kids following me closely while flipping me off. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to turn here and just let them pass. No, they followed me as I turned. And so I went around and continued on my way home and figured if they continued into the next town that I was driving into, my town where I live, I would just go by the police station. Well, they got bored and they turned off, so that was good. I was glad about that. And I'd almost forgotten about it until the next morning. This morning, I went to work and I was crossing the main drag in our downtown area, it's a small town that I work in, smallish town, kind of a little resort town. And I'm just sitting there at the stop sign waiting for traffic to clear so that I can cross the main strip there and then go to the next block and turn into the parking garage and go into my building. And a pedestrian was walking around and he walked right up to my car. I had my windows rolled down, and because I think I've mentioned I hate air conditioning. I don't have the air conditioning on. I'm enjoying the warm summer air. Had my windows down, and he walked up to my car and was screaming obscenities at me, walked around my car while I was waiting for traffic to clear. I couldn't just go. And, threatening me, yelling at me, calling me all kinds of names. Now, my car it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's a little green Subaru Outback, not Outback, Crosstrek. And I have it just, of course, all of the stickers on the back that make it very clear what I believe and what I don't believe. And sometimes it kind of makes me a sitting duck, but I believe in authenticity, and I believe in just saying what you're going to say and being who you are regardless of where you're at. I live in this really conservative area, and so sometimes it gets me into a little bit of trouble. And I don't know, this guy seemed more like he was not well rather than singling me out politically. The boys that were following me yesterday, I think, were singling me out politically. Anyway, another pedestrian walked by and he made eye contact with me, and he gave me the look like, and he said he's here every morning. And I've never seen him at all, and I work there 3 days a week, but I'm usually 15 minutes earlier. And anyway, it was strange. He followed me as I crossed traffic and went across the street, and I was really worried about him just wandering into the parking garage because my parking space is like right there, and my car sticks out like a sore thumb. So it was a strange morning, very strange to have 2 of those kinds of incidents in such quick succession in in a town where I don't really experience that kind of stuff very often. So, and then I worked in the industry that I work in. It's kind of soulless and not, doesn't light me up. And so I worked there all day, and it's a great job. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for my coworkers and all of that, but it's not my passion. And did that all day and came home, and I'm like, yeah, I need to pull some cards. My pendulum message of the day today had me kind of scratching my head, wondering, what does that really mean? And the message was, always make non-judgmental connections. And so I thought about that a lot as the day went on, and tried to think about the kids that followed me and that weird guy. There go my dogs. My wife just got home. I'm going to pause for a minute. All right, I'm back. So I thought I would just share some cards with you and share them with me. A few that I pulled earlier when I was at work. I have a couple of decks that I have with me at work, and a couple of them were relevant to what I was pondering on with that pendulum message of the day of, always make non-judgmental connections. I'm not necessarily going to connect with those people, but making the non-judgmental connection in my mind between them and what might be going on in their life and how it relates to me and what I'm going to tolerate and what I'm not. That is kind of where my mind was going. And this quote from Margaret Atwood was one of the things that popped out at work. This above all, to refuse to be a victim. So I think that is an excellent message, especially for women in this dystopian time that we're living in. And so some of the oracles that I pulled are specific to the divine feminine. And I'll share a couple of those with you right now. Well, first, the other card was from the Affirmators at work. Affirmators at work deck. It's a very positive, tongue-in-cheek sort of affirmation deck designed to be read at work. And it says, tolerance. I observe the cast of colorful characters that a busy life presents, and I rewrite the role of the ones I need to. Anyone annoying becomes entertaining, and anyone intolerable becomes someone truly fascinating who belongs in a museum or a science lab. Because seriously, what is actually going on there? And that's what I felt like about that guy swearing at me on the street. I mean, maybe he's suffering from going through some kind of a psychotic break, or maybe he has an untreated and very challenging case of Tourette's. I mean, who knows what's going on with him? He could be high on something. I don't know. I don't need to take it. I don't need to accept it. But I can also give him grace for whatever he's going through. So another... Oh, and this quote here from Maria Shriver popped out as my quote of the day this morning. This is from the Oprah's daily quote thing. She's got, it's a box with 365 pretty little cards on it, and I select a new one every day. And today's quote was, we all want to belong. We all want to be accepted. Recognizing that we share this desire can help us see our shared humanity. All right, so a couple of these divine sort of the divine feminine rising vibe cards that I pulled. This is the time. This is a time where the divine feminine is rising, and we can see the fear of a dying breed clinging desperately for control. And they've been pretty successful so far, and so we need to continue to band together and rise together. And this is not a gender thing, because I expect the men in my life to also participate in helping the divine feminine rise and to protect the rights of the women around them. The first card is from the Wild and Sacred Feminine. It's pretty card, and the card says Muse, inspiration. And I love what they wrote in the book so much that I'm just going to read. I'm going to read most of it. Let's see. Muse. This is a quote from Elizabeth Gilbert. The universe buries strange jewels deep within us all. The hunt to uncover those jewels, that's creative living. That's what separates a mundane existence from a more enchanted one. Drawing this card of the divine spark means the muse of inspiration has got you in her sights. She clamors to rouse you from dullness. And so you're ready. Your readiness is everything. Inspiration cannot be postponed. It is the sweet water of your inner life, providing vital nourishment to your soul. To tap an infinite well of inspiration, this card invites you to become intimately familiar with your muse and court her like a queen. Who is the God-sent lover of beauty? What draws her near? What do you love? What it lights you up? What inspires you? And, the muse is you, and you are her. So invite her to inhabit your being, whatever that means for you. It can be anything. You could be excited about crocheting or gardening or working on cars or, weightlifting. It could be anything. What is it that makes you feel creative and lit up and inspired? Spend more time doing that. Then the next one was, I already did that one. Next one is a Sacred Creators Oracle, and it says befriend the word polarize. This one, we hear the word polarize a lot because our country is completely polarized and we have a tendency to think it's a bad thing. And in many respects it is. But the essential meanings on this card is everything I believe. Display your inner truth, bravery to share your personal flavor and your true opinions, movement toward a goal. Transitions, growth, taking a stand, personal empowerment. Polarize isn't a bad word. Great leaders are not selling safe, usual, everyday ideas. It's time to bravely put your truth and your wisdom out on display in order to find those individuals who totally love what you're saying. Even if it means that there are going to be others who disagree with what you're all about. That's okay. It's time to get comfortable with this possibility and steer clear of any safely watered down vanilla choices that are meant to keep you palatable and liked. You are anything but average, so don't hide your powerful message from the world by trying to appeal to the taste of the masses. Growth and change are by nature uncomfortable for some people, and your particular brand of magic won't be perfect for everyone. Your people will feel compelled by your authentic stories, courage, vulnerability, and honesty. Be courageous and allow your unique flavor and awesome sauce to shine through. You'll attract people who are fiercely in love with what you're up to, and your heart will feel so full that the light of the world will spill forth from your joy. I love that. I needed to to hear that today. So then the last oracle that I have before I pull up a few tarot cards is called a What's the Vibe Oracle. And I already pulled 3 of these cards. I shuffled them and took 3 random cards. And this deck normally has some pretty weird things. It's meant to use as kind of a, kind of figure out what's going on with that vibe over there. What's the vibe with this whole situation where you know nothing. It's sort of a gossipy kind of oracle thing. I like to use it when I'm thinking about what's going on in the news. And it's really weird that we got 3 sort of positive messages. So, because there aren't very many of them in this deck. The first one is glow up, new opportunities, new career, and successful business. So what is the new thing that has you excited that you might be doing or thinking about or learning? Maybe you're learning something new at work, or you got a new project or a promotion. Maybe you've got a side hustle that you're excited about. It could be anything. And then this one I love. Shows this lady lighting her cigarette with her birthday cake. Today, good vibes now, in the moment. Live your life now. It's happening right now. Live it right now. Be in the moment. Don't smoke. And then the last one is healing, self-care, introspection, and meditation. Love that. Okay, so let's pull a few tarot cards. What do we need to know about this weird energy that is going on in the world around us? Mercury it's no longer retrograde. It's still in its shadow phase. So it's still retracing the space in the sky to get back to the place in the sky where it appeared to start going backwards. And so that shadow phase has a tendency to still carry some of that Mercury retrograde energy. Had a Venus and Jupiter conjunction closer than they've ever been, probably. They've been in a long, long time. I don't know how many years. I didn't look into it that closely, but it is a very close conjunction. And then, other of our large, slow-moving planets they're in retrograde or have just shifted signs. So there's a lot of intense energy out there. So what do we need to know from tarot about this energy and how to put it to our best use? 3 cards, Spirit. Let's have 3 cards. I was going to tilt my camera down while I was doing this, and I forgot. Okay. My dogs are helping. And I just want to make sure I got the right cards here. Okay, Spirit, are these the correct cards for our purposes on this reading? That one is. How about this one? No, that one is not the right card. I wondered about that one. That's why I'm doing the pendulum, because it didn't feel quite right. How about this one, Spirit? Is this one one of the right cards? Okay, that one is okay. Gotta pay attention here. Cutting the deck without getting a feel. How about this one? Is this the right card, Spirit? Okay, that one is the right one. Okay, let's see what we got here. In the shadow, we have Three of Swords, which is heartbreak, grief, and it can also mean just these are, thoughts, words, actions. The heart is your feelings. You're putting more focus on your thoughts, words, and actions than you are on your feelings. Or you've gone through a period of grief or heartache. So that's the shadow. That's the energy underneath, in the underneath of it. First card we have here is the World. The World card, I feel like I've gotten this in every single one of my readings lately. And the World means completion, means the ending, but also the beginning. It's the Alpha and Omega. Whenever something is ending and coming to completion, that means something new is beginning in its place. So this could be an ending that's going on here, or it could be the successful completion of a project. It could be the successful achievement of a major goal, or it could be the excitement of something new. The next card we have, Ten of Swords. Kind of makes me think with this Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords, they go hand in hand. Ten of Swords is the end of a cycle. It's the end of it's despair. It's destruction. It can be defeat or it can be like a sneaky sort of like deception, like you've been deceived. And but it is the end of the cycle, and it is the time to move forward. So then the final one is Six of Wands. Six of Wands is the card of victory and success. This is going through the town parade, leading the parade, having people throw their petals at your feet. You have successfully achieved something. So you've got some ending going on right now, but if you keep your eye on the prize, focus on your feelings, then you can achieve and be successful in what it is that you're trying to achieve. Final card is a truth bomb from Danielle LaPorte. She's got a couple of boxes. They're called Truth Bomb boxes, part 1 and part 2, and I love them. I don't know if you can even buy them anymore, but I use them every single day. I pull a truth bomb from each of her boxes, and they have a prominent place on my desk over there, and today is take up space. So that is my recommendation to you, to me, and to especially to all the women in our lives that the patriarchy is trying to put down. Let's take up space, claim our space, claim our freedom, and refuse to let weird guys on the street scream obscenities at us. And with that, I wish you a lovely evening and or day, depending on when I post this. And I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. And we'll see you soon. Be well.